Hallo, Servus, Grüezi miteinander und G'day. Tolley here at Tollescope, and this week I'm going to give you a little tour of Hochwacht and of my studio. Now, a lot of my friends and family in Australia, they know I live in Switzerland, but they don't really have an idea about what it looks like, what that means. I'm just in Switzerland somewhere. So for this week, I thought I'd just go through a little bit of factual things, a little bit of tiny bit of geography, and then a little rundown of Hochwacht, where we live. So my studio looks like this. And so I'm all set up there. It is in fact a Microsoft Studio. I draw onto the screen itself in Photoshop. And the hand puppet there is what Christine calls my little keypad, where I have all my shortcuts for Photoshop. So one hand drawing, one hand on the hand puppet. And so now a little bit of geography. So Central Europe. And we'll add some lakes to that. And then you have Switzerland, landlocked with Italy to the south. And then we have France in the west, tiny Liechtenstein tucked away. And to the east of that, Austria. And of course, Deutschland to the north. And so you'll find St Gallen to the northeast of Switzerland, right up there near Lake Constance, which we call the Bodensee. And so there's our little town, St Gallen. Now that we've gone through that and you know where I live geographically, I prepared a little tour of Hochwacht. And so here's a little rundown. So you might remember my drawing of Hochwacht, which is where we live. Well, I'm going to show you the view from Hochwacht. So first of all, I'll just flip the camera. And so here we have our living room window. And this is our view. As you can see, the church across the way there. And down below is the garden, that path there. This path I dug into the side of the mountain myself, in fact. And there's our little garden. And looking over St Gallen. Und so, das ist unsere Tür und raus, wir haben andere Aussicht von St Gallen. Und das Treppenhaus. And this stained glass window. And so looking back at the front door, and then up at the top, and that's where we live, right at the top. And down alongside the building, along the path that I cut into the side of the mountain when we first moved in. We also laid these bricks and dug out this garden, which we will be planting a lot more in tomorrow. And to give you a sense of the space, you might recognize that from a previous video of mine using Hochwacht as an example of a three-point perspective. And again, the front of the house to give you a sense of where we are. Now looking at Teufenstrasse, where the bus comes. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm thinking I'd like to, if this goes well, do a little tour of St Gallen town itself. So please do subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!